would still be valuable points if I could get to the end, but they weren't able to. There was nothing that I could do or that they could suggest to save the gearbox.
Before you had that problem, were you aware that Lewis was making ground on you? Did you feel like there was a good battle in prospect?
It's always a good battle, yes, of course, but I was very much in control until then, and so that's why it's all the more disappointing.
So Nico Rosberg talking there to Natalie Pinkham. 4 points the difference between Hamilton and Rosberg in the championship. It ends with Hamilton winning the British Grand Prix. While you heard Rosberg, Sebastian Vettel was on the radio saying, and another one, Alonso exceeding the track limits.
He didn't do it in cops, I don't reckon, but what Alonso's doing is using his battery pack as defence, because you can see him harvesting towards the end of the straights, and he's in Luffield where he's under pressure. He squares the car up, and he obviously then uses the electrical power to punch out short shifts so that he can punch out of the corner. And so he's very much tactically using his 160 horsepower of equivalent of electrical power.
It's a great scrap, and it's a scrap at the moment over 5th and 6th place. Ahead of them, Jenson Button chipping away at Daniel Ricciardo's advantage, but not chipping away enough. Ricciardo, who's been on his set of tyres since lap 15, Button, who's been on his since lap 28. Ricciardo running the medium compound tyre, Button running the harder compound tyre. Has to be said, Ricciardo doing a stellar job to maintain the pace on tyres that have now done 32 laps. And the tyre life of the medium tyres round about, well, between kind of 16 and 18, 19.
Well, that'll be rousing Vettel even more, won't it? He started second, but at the moment his teammate's up on the podium in third, 15 seconds ahead of him. He's only 6th.
And Daniel Ricciardo third in the championship before going into this race. Fernando Alonso ahead of Sebastian Vettel. This is the scrap behind the 2 Mercedes drivers.
And has Alonso weathered the storm now? Vettel would have been slip-sliding around in the turbulent air coming off the back of the Ferrari. So, and Alonso doing a great job of hanging on to those tyres.
And it's whether Sebastian Vettel can just regroup, maybe keep pressurising till the end.
I don't think Seb will be reporting in on that one. It was him off the track that time.
So 9 laps, the tyre difference in Sebastian Vettel's favour. So Alonso, you know, as this race goes on and we're getting down to the last 5 laps, he's going to keep struggling, and whether those tyres go off the cliff or not, I don't know.
Sorry, Crofty, but he's going to have a massive issue this time.
Yeah.
He was slow off turn 3. Ooh. Oh, and he had to lift. Vettel had to lift.
Because he just went a little bit too wide himself, but he's still going for it. And this time he does want to get the job done going into Brooklands. But once again, Fernando Alonso fights back and just will not give up this 5th place. Vettel now switches to the inside. Alonso, does he have to give up? They're going wheel to wheel, somehow not touching as they go round Woodcote and on towards Copse, where Alonso passed Vettel on the outside a few laps ago, and on the inside, Sebastian Vettel gets it done this time. No man wanted to yield, and in the end, for this fight, Vettel wins.
He did the same thing again. He can't do that. If I don't move out of the way, it's launching me off the track.
But he didn't, and you got past him, Sebastian. Silverstone loved it. Vettel's just gone off the track independently through Chapel and is now streaking ahead of Fernando Alonso.
I think that started coming out of the last corner. Vettel had a very good run out of there, very wide, it must be said. A great 1 and 2, and he was very close into turn 3. That meant Alonso had to go tight into turn 4. This is you know, a mile or so before this finally happened.
Well, the same thing again was this, I think. Vettel thinks he's got that place won at the end of the Wellington Straight, and twice Alonso sliding his way out of Luffield. Twice Alonso has got back at him, and now it's this. This is who blinks first.
Yeah, it was a touch rude that time from Alonso, it must be said, on the way into Brooklands.
I know, but didn't you love it?
Yeah.
It's been a brilliant scrap between these two, and Alonso finally giving it up, gets onto the dirt himself there. And I think when Sebastian then gets on the radio to complain, he's so angry, might have gone off the track, you know, as a result of it. Helmut Marko loved that. I'm sure he did. Sebastian Vettel moves up into 5th place, and whether he can get anywhere near Jenson Button is probably a moot point. Button a bit too far ahead of him.